Welcome to The Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, pull out the key insights from, well, really the week's most important news.
And this week, we're plunging right into artificial intelligence.
Yeah, deep into AI, not just, what happened, but what does it actually mean for you, for your business?
Exactly. We've gone through a ton of news, research papers, blog posts, announcements to kind of synthesize it all. We're not just listing headlines.
No, definitely not. It's about connecting those dots, seeing the bigger trends, and crucially, the practical side. What can you actually use?
Okay, so let's dive in. One of the really big themes this week is just the sheer speed of AI adoption, how fast it's being applied.
It's incredible, isn't it? It feels like it's really moving beyond theory now. It's becoming, well, tangible in day-to-day operations.
Absolutely. And we're seeing this globally. Look at the India AI initiative, the government there investing, what, over $1 billion?
A huge commitment.
And then you see that nearly 60% of large companies in India are already implementing AI. That tells a story.
It really does. It signals that this isn't just a nice-to-have anymore. It's becoming a necessity, a competitive factor.
And what's interesting is the focus isn't just that they're adopting it, but how. The sources really emphasize internal strategies.
Right. Things like setting up dedicated, responsible AI teams, making sure that AI actually enhances the products, not just tech for tech's sake.
And getting that executive buy-in, continuous training, cross-functional teams, all that groundwork.
It's about doing it thoughtfully, embedding it properly, which leads into these new platforms, right, like UiPaths.
Exactly. Their new platform is fascinating. It's designed to integrate AI agents, software robots, and, crucially, human workers.
With that maestro layer coordinating everything.
And they've got this thing called an AI trust layer that points towards making automation more reliable, more scalable.
And they're integrating with tools developers already use, like LangChain, Crew AI, Microsoft tools, making it easier to build these sophisticated workflows.
Yeah, LangChain's essentially like a toolkit, right? Helping build smarter AI applications.
So here's where it gets really interesting for, I think, almost everyone listening. AI isn't just for the tech giants anymore.
No, not at all. It's becoming this sort of silent partner in everyday business.
Enhancing logistics, CRM, fraud detection, inventory control, you name it.
For large companies, sure, but small businesses too. That ability to process real-time data, make smarter decisions on the fly.
Think about retail inventory or streamlining legal documents, optimizing supply chains. It's becoming quite pervasive.
But this widespread use brings up the need for careful governance, human oversight.
Absolutely critical. You need those frameworks to make sure it's used ethically without bias creeping in.
Which connects to that strategic thinking. When do you actually need a complex large language model versus maybe a simpler AI solution?
Right. Don't overcomplicate it. Match the tool to the job. Save resources.
And speaking of accessibility, Mistral's new enterprise model aims for that sweet spot. High performance, but lower cost.
Plus, their LeChat enterprise platform integrates with corporate tools, strong privacy controls, making powerful AI more practical for more businesses.
So that's the adoption picture. But underpinning all this is the constant advance in the actual AI technology and the infrastructure supporting it.
Yeah, the foundational stuff is moving just as fast. Like the research at Los Alamos into neuromorphic computing.
Brain-inspired computing.
Exactly. Trying to mimic how the brain works, the potential there for saving huge amounts of power, speeding up processing, that could really change the economics of AI down the line.
And building on that brain-inspired theme, there's that new MIT model trying to replicate neural dynamics.
The idea being if it processes information more like a brain, maybe it'll be more efficient, more natural.
Potentially. Better learning, better pattern recognition for business tasks, decision-making. It's early days, but promising.
Then you have collaborations like Apple and Anthropic, building AI into coding tools like Xcode.
Using Claude's Sonnet, and apparently later Google's Gemini too, that could seriously streamline software development, save time, cut costs, big impact for developers.
And Google's own Gemini 2.5 Pro is topping leaderboards like Web Dev Arena.
Yeah, showing strong capabilities in front-end development, UI stuff, code transformation. Again, it translates to productivity gains for dev teams.
We're also seeing big leaps in specific areas like video generation. Latrix has this open source model.
30 times faster, they claim.
And runs on consumer GPUs. That really lowers the barrier to entry for creating high-quality video content, especially for smaller outfits.
Definitely democratizing access there. And then there's Future House with their specialized AI research agents.
The ones named after birds, crow, falcon, owl.
Right. And apparently they're outperforming PhD researchers, even other AI tools, at tasks like literature search and synthesis.
Imagine the potential acceleration in R&D departments if that holds up.
It's significant, even in more established areas like speech recognition, NVIDIA's Parakeet V2.
Open source, low error rate, fast processing, handles punctuation, timestamps.
Makes professional-grade speech-to-text much more accessible under that Creative Commons license.
And we can't ignore Neuralink getting that FDA breakthrough status for their brain chip.
Still very early, of course,
hmm
but it's a major step for neural interfaces. Long-term implications for human-computer interaction, maybe workplace accessibility, profound.
So with all this tech racing ahead, the focus naturally shifts to the challenges, the societal side, how we actually adapt.
Exactly. You see Google looking at the infrastructure, demands AI needs a lot of power.
Right, their policy roadmap for power infrastructure and also funding training for electricians.
Training 130,000 workers, upskilling others, addressing both the physical and the human capital needed. That's quite proactive.
And that open letter from tech leaders calling for mandatory AI and computer science in high schools.
Signed by 250 leaders. They're citing research showing it boosts early career wages. It's about preparing the next generation.
Then there's the whole OpenAI restructuring, shifting the business side to a public benefit corporation, keeping the nonprofit governance.
Driven by pressure, legal issues, sure, but it reflects that ongoing tension, balancing profit with the goal of beneficial AGI.
On a very practical level for businesses, Freepik launched an AI image generator, F-Lite.
Trained specifically on commercially licensed images. That addresses a big copyright headache for companies using AI-generated visuals. Peace of mind.
We're also seeing AI deployed in public safety. New York's MTA using AI cameras in the subway.
Analyzing footage for suspicious activity. A move towards predictive prevention, which is interesting.
And education again, the UAE making AI mandatory K through 12.
That's a bold move, positioning themselves to create an AI-ready workforce from the ground up.
So beyond the core business and infrastructure, AI is also pushing into some really, well, novel territory, expanding horizons.
Absolutely, like using AI in the search for extraterrestrial life, SETI.
Analyzing huge data sets from telescopes for patterns. It really highlights AI's power in large-scale scientific data analysis.
And that capability, you can see the parallels for business intelligence, analyzing massive customer or market data sets.
Then there's Hayden's new avatar tech, creating lifelike digital avatars from just one photo.
Avatar 4, yeah. With natural micro-expressions, gestures.
Makes creating engaging video content much easier, fewer resources needed. That could be a game changer for marketing, comms teams.
And Hugging Face, building an automated computer assistant, an agent running in Linux that can do basic tasks.
Still early, but it points towards automating routine office tasks eventually, freeing people up for higher-level work.
Apple exploring AI search alternatives in Safari is another big one.
Talking to OpenAI, Perplexity, Anthropic, looking beyond just Google could mean more intuitive, contextual search results for professionals.
Netflix is already beta testing an open AI-powered natural language search. Ask for content in plain English.
Plus, AI for localizing title cards changes how users find stuff and how media companies think about global audiences.
Even job searching is getting the AI treatment. LinkedIn's conversational job search tool.
Just tell it what you're looking for in natural language. Streamlines things for job seekers and recruiters.
Anthropic launching that web-connected API for Claude is also pretty significant.
Letting Claude access real-time internet data for things like stock analysis, legal research, powerful tools for businesses.
And Pinterest, using AI for automatic image tagging, starting with fashion. Helps retailers categorize, helps customers find things. Better visual search.
Finally, seeing AI help in fields like archaeology and philology.
Deciphering ancient texts, finding Nazca lines, virtually reconstructing artifacts.
It shows AI's pattern-finding strengths, even with historical data, though there's that ongoing debate about balancing AI assistance with human expertise, of course.
So wrapping up this deep dive, a few key things really stand out, don't they?
Yeah, definitely. First, just the incredible speed of AI adoption and application across practically every sector. It's happening fast.
Second, the technology itself is advancing rapidly. The models, the infrastructure, these brain-inspired approaches.
Third, there's a growing focus on addressing the challenges, the ethics, the workforce, the infrastructure. People are thinking about the implications.
And finally, we're seeing these really novel, sometimes unexpected applications emerge. AI is expanding into new domains all the time.
And for you listening, these aren't just tech news items. They represent real shifts in how business gets done, how work happens.
Understanding this is becoming essential just to stay current, let alone competitive.
Which brings us to that final thought for you to mull over. How are these trends, these specific advancements we've talked about, likely to impact your job, your industry, maybe even in the next few months?
It's definitely something worth reflecting on.
And to make sure you stay on top of all this and get links to the articles and research we covered today, please do subscribe to the RAIZOR Report newsletter.
Yep, you'll get the latest AI developments and those all-important source links delivered right to your inbox.